Yo, everyone there.
Seth,
Jason, we're on.
we're on. We're live. Hit
Take us
play on
off.
the.
Play it.
Hey,
Yeah, play our intro.
Seth, you can go. You can play. Hit play. There we go.
awesome intro, guys. Awesome.
There you go. Now you're back.
Sweet. I like the new intro, man. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
I like how it starts off with Russ hucking a footer.
Yeah. You remember that one, Bub?
I do, Rusty. Yeah.
What was that? Second story? Third story?
That was a long time ago, man. Yeah, third story. And it was stupid as hell.
It was a three. And he missed the couch.
As we do, but God, he didn't get hurt. I think he I don't know, I wasn't there, but that's Rusty, classic Rusty.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, he missed the couch, he missed the table, landed in between, but he's like, yeah, got it, guys, and walked off.
Got it, guy. Fuck, guy.
Yeah, well,
welcome back to the Riddles 2, I guess.
Yeah, we're in Riddles 2. Riddles Part 2.
So we're on Crusty Demons Talk Show,
yep.
Our podcast with Dana Nicholson and Bubba and myself, John Freeman. And we're going to talk to you guys every Tuesday at this time, California time, 3 o'clock. And take it away, Bub, and go.
And go. Well, I tell you what, that's what's cool. It's live. It's on different hours, so we can put up the website, which is getting sorted right now, that you can click on any of the shows that we did, first one, second one, and third one when we get there, and so on and so on. And also, there'll be guests and just debauchery to talk about, man. We got so much to talk about. And when there's more people that come on, we'll have more shit, too, because they remember more shit than we do. So, I don't know. I've hit my head a lot. But this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
You look like you've been drinking, Bub.
Huh?
You look like you've been drinking.
You could suck it.
So, Bob, you fitting into Dana just sent you a new flesh gear.
He did. It's right behind me, hanging up.
Yeah, green. You fitting into the triple X, or you going for?
Dude, I'll be honest with you guys. The first thing I did was look at the tag, make sure it was 3X, and I put it on. Oh, dude, man, I'm 4X now, man. She was tighter than a nun's deal, dude, man.
Yeah. Woo. You getting up to tour weight now?
Yeah, Bob? I'm getting up to tour weight, but just a couple weeks on a good one, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? I'll get back down to 3X. I like to hover between 2 and 3, not 3 and 4.
Damn, I couldn't believe the 3X didn't fit you, bud.
Fits him like a glove.
Yeah, I thought I had you, bud, but no.
Yeah.
Took you out.
It's there. It's almost there. You know what I mean? It's just there. Anyways, it's I don't use a dryer anyways. I always hang dry my stuff because usually when I dry t-shirts, it ends up being a halter top and it comes right below my tits. You can see the bottom of my tits. Like if I dry it in the dryer. And
I'm gonna start crying.
I don't know. It kind of gives me a weird feeling that people look at it and stare at it. Some people come up and touch it. I don't like it.
Why don't we tell the story about you in New Zealand? Where you had a
which one?
A member of the opposite sex.
Oh, the opposite sex.
Yes, and she came out, and you didn't have any clothing on, and you came out and locked yourself out of your hotel room in New Zealand, my friend. And didn't know how to get back into your room. So what did you do?
Round boy's nightmare. I got locked out of my room after a visit from a friend, and I was
A
naked.
friend.
I was
Yeah.
full naked, and which is a round boy's nightmare because the angry itch was just like fuck. I didn't know where it was, but I was running down the hallway. I got locked out of my room, so I was running down the hallway, and then I couldn't see anything, couldn't get in my room. So I was like, I was trying to find like a pool towel or something laying on the ground, and then I saw a painting up on the wall, so I pulled the painting down and wrapped it around me, like I pulled it out of the case and I wrapped it around me, and I went down to the desk and the elevator doors opened up right in front of the desk, and all of a sudden there's 3 people, 2 girls, just sitting there, and I'm just like, I need help getting back into my room, please, sir. And, and I was just like, that was the most embarrassing time in my life.
And I
they were
think, what
all
did they
laughing
tell
at
you?
me.
They said, that's going to cost you.
Oh, by the way, and then they charged me $500 for the painting I ripped down off the
See?
wall.
There you
I mean,
go.
Oh, you got issues.
hey, that was an expensive diaper, huh?
Bub, you got issues.
Real expensive diaper there.
Well, that's just one of them. But
my friend. Yeah.
that was a good time. Yeah, that was the good days of the Crusty tour where we were just.
Issues. Hey,
Yeah,
so
I had fun. Yeah,
last year or
that's
last
just
week.
one story.
Hey, Bub. So last week,
I got a couple good New Zealand stories, by the way.
Oh, so do we.
all right.
Yep.
Last week we kind of left off. We dipped into a little bit of
The origin of
the origin of us coming from the snowboard
snowboarding.
industry,
Yeah.
making snowboard movies, our snowboard careers or whatever. And that's kind of where we kind of met Bub, and we met the Seth, and we started integrating you guys into the snowboarding, and the dirt biking kind of started missing, you know what I mean? And then became Brian Manley that we would ride with. And I want to go back to Brian Manley, because Brian Manley, we're gonna have to bring him on soon. But
by the way, I just talked to Brian. He's going to be one of our guests here
Awesome.
shortly.
Yeah, cool.
So maybe in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Tune in. We're going to have Brian Manley telling kind of his side of how he met us, and man, what a pioneer, right?
Brian's gonna talk so much shit, dude. Like our whole
Yeah.
friendship, all based around just putting a stick in each other's spokes. You know what I mean? Like
Of course. Yeah.
When we went riding and free riding with them, like what we would see and what he would deliver on the trails was just amazing. Yeah, Brian's gonna be. He's going to be a good one. He's definitely a good instigator. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it was your guys' fault. Everyone saw the snowboarding movies, and they got to live up to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crusty was the same way.
The funny thing, Bob, is that a lot of people moved down to Huntington at that time. A lot of people in the moto industry and the snowboard industry, Huntington became a hub.
Yep.
This little sports, I guess, venture we were doing, and then
you know what? You're right on that. It was an
not only Huntington, but Temecula.
Well, Temecula became the moto hub. That was always the racer moto hub, and when we started mixing it up with them, some of those guys would come down and hang out and party, and come meet everybody down here, and that's where the mixes started going on. But yeah, who would have thought that? From where it was in snowboarding, and we started riding to where it is now. It's just been amazing. And I give a lot of that free riding credit to Manley as far as like,
why not? Sure.
Being that pioneer in the hills, being that whole like pioneer in the hills, and it's kind of strange how, John, when we first tackled this movie, we really started in with a lot of the racers and a lot of the the more, I don't know what you would call it.
Well, they were athletes, man. They made their living, racing motocross at first before freestyle. You know what I mean?
A lot more disciplined and a lot more.
You have to be an athlete. Yeah. Manley was an athlete. He was a good athlete. And he that's why he did good in racing, because he trained, somewhat, bicycle racing, all that stuff during the week, and he was a professional. That's how he made a living. But back then, everyone made a living.
Yeah,
Even if you were 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever, you made a living racing a dirt bike, and that was pretty cool.
Hey, Bob, though,
Guys.
when I met Manley, he had skin tight jean shorts on, rolled up at the knees, over the knees with cuffs. Like, I'll just
Yeah, Manley.
I'll wait till you can defend yourself, Manley. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, when I met you, Dana, you were in neon tights and things snowboarding. So, we had to mix you up.
We're already out of the neon era.
This is full neon, guys.
Yeah, you and Damien Sanders.
We did make neon. We made neon cool again. I'll tell you that much, Bob.
Didn't you catch Damien Sanders doing on rollerblades in Huntington Beach, and you made him leave the town or something like that? Made him move out of Huntington?
No, we didn't do that, but we were pretty hard on each other, and my word got out. He was throwing a rollerblade demo, and
that's something like that. That's something.
I scooped up Tommy Butler and pinned it around the corner, and he was in the gutter hiding under a car trying to get him off, claiming that he is just showing the neighbor how to use them because he couldn't figure it out. I just straight rollerblade. But we used to have we'll dip back into some of the old snowboard parties. That's kind of Remember John when we brought down what was it, Deegan, Metzger? And
well, we did Damien's party, which was called Pimp and Hoe. And that became like this huge thing that every year we'd have Pimp and Hoe parties, and I would film it for Creatures of Habit, and everybody would dress up as, the guys would be pimps and the girls, scantily clad or maybe nothing. And I would film it for Creatures of Habit. And Damien got such a kick out of it that, gosh, we even went to the kind of the level of, remember you made me riot cam.
Yeah.
So that people could throw shit at my camera, but I had plexiglass in front of the lens, and I'd just go through the party and everybody throw stuff at me, and you built me, riot cam.
Yeah, I remember that.
Tommy Butler made me wear a bra and overalls, no shirt on, to the Pimp and Hoe in Huntington Beach.
Well, that's something you got to work out with yourself, son.
It was a weird night, and then I had to have a blow-up sheep under my arm, so it was a full get-up, People went big on their costumes.
Did somebody end up with the sheep in the morning?
I think it was McKiernan. No, not
McKiernan. No, I think it lived around Huntington for a little while. But
it got passed around. It had it. Yeah, that's enough.
Someone ran the blow-up sheep.
Anyways, the Damien actually turned that whole Pimp and Hoe party into a business.
Yes, he did. Good for him.
Rubber. It became Club Rubber, and that lasted for a good, 3 or 4 years.
Where was the original Club Rubber? That was in Huntington?
In Huntington, and then he did a couple in Vegas.
And then Vegas, and it went pretty big there.
Yeah, I've been to one in Vegas too, but that's too much for me. But those were good times, man.
The funny thing is when I met Damien Sanders snowboarding back in the day, a friend of mine, Jeff Miles, my partner, we met him at one of the first World Cups in Tahoe. And Damien didn't do nothing. He didn't do drugs, didn't smoke cigarettes. He was like so scared, so straight-laced guy that you could ever imagine, Mr. Anti. And then he wound up being the guy throwing Club Rubber and the Pimp and Hoe parties and all that stuff.
And he married his girl that became Playmate of the Year.
Well, his ex-wife.
Well, his wife at that time.
There was always beautiful women around Huntington Beach. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's
What's good about it? Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, Sanders, he made a good career out of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it was strong back then too, right when Crusty was starting.
And
Yeah.
for you guys, watching us, we'll bring Damien on for you guys because that's a good story.
Yeah. No, we'll bring Damien.
I call him Beelzebub, but
yeah, and
that's
Zabo
my
and a
thing.
couple guys, Tex. There's a lot of crew that
Zabo's
we
ready
hung
to
out
go.
that I've met through you guys.
Double OZ.
I met all those guys through you guys. So, and they're good friends. I wouldn't say I got really close to Tex and Zabo, obviously, because they were in town longer. But it was good to meet the action sports stars,
Well,
man.
Zabo's still in town, so
Tex
we'll get him.
Tex Davenport will chime in on our show. He wants to chime in. He's on his way back up to Baker. He came down. And picked up. He's got some good stories. Tex. He's
Tex is he's
to
a
give
brother,
you the backstory on
Tex is a good guy, man. He's a brother.
The backstory on Tex. Every year we had a King of the Hill kind of thing in Alaska.
Yeah.
And it was like who could point the gnarliest line straight down a mountain in Valdez, Alaska. And Tex was 1 year King of the Hill, gnarliest dude ever on a snowboard. And I think everybody else took like a line, around the rocks and stuff like that. He just went straight. Just went straight, right to the bottom, fast as you can go.
Yeah, Tex is badass, man. He's
badass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tex
Davenport. Well, he's doing a lot of snow biking right now. He's up in.
I saw that. Yeah, I see his pictures on Facebook, and that's cool, man. He's always doing something extreme, man.
Explain snow biking, Dana.
Well, it's snow bikes. Snow bikes have come a long way.
I've ridden them a couple
times. But explain what that is to our viewers.
Most people know by now. It's just basically a motorcycle with a snowmobile track.
Dirt bike with snowmobile treads on it.
Yeah. So you're modifying a dirt bike.
But the thing is
rail around on a dirt bike in snow.
Well, the technology is a lot better because we actually rode those. Remember when we were in Alaska? Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Somebody showed up with a couple of those that we demoed, and they might have even have been an early timber sled. But, in the early development stages, they got a lot of bugs to work out, but now they got them dialed. And
they got them dialed, and they're hooking shit. And
the thing is you got the freedom of riding a mountain, but you could actually turn around and go back up the mountain like snowmobile. But you have the freedom and mobility of a dirt bike. But then you have the luxury of eating shit and landing in snow like a snowboarder. So that's a little better than dirt.
No.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly though, man.
As long as it's not ice.
Yeah.
It's cool to see a new sport, man. A new action sport. I just dig it. You know what I mean? So
you know who got into that big time and we'll have to bring him on is Ronnie Renner.
Ronnie Renner? Right on.
When Jacko and them were flipping.
He's kind of an early pioneer of what you're talking about, Dana, with these snow bikes and actually coming down and jumping off cliffs and doing things like that.
Well, they
put on a snow bike. Lives up the street from me here. I should go wake him up, sneak in bed with him. You never know.
Who, Renner?
Renner. He just lives up the street, man. He's local to me now. Yeah.
Well, he's been go wake him up.
TV stuff.
Don't even knock. Just pull the sheets back.
That's it. Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's such a good rider.
Where did Renner?
Anything he rides is good. I see him in the day in the dirt. And
is that where he grew up?
He's a Florida boy. Yeah. Him and his brothers and his family did motocross racing, and they're really fast. You know what I mean? Like he had a fast. Him and his family. Yeah. They grew up motocross.
He's gnarly at
Florida motocross. Yeah.
Yeah, but doing the vertical jumps that he does,
I mean, good on that.
Nobody came up with that better than that guy. It was ridiculous. Quarter pipe.
He's a Yoho boy. That he started with FMX. He started with Yoho and the East Coast Extremes.
You got to explain to people that might be viewing this, who is Yoho?
Kenny Yoho is a local motocross legend. His dad runs a motocross track for 35 years here, Dade City Motocross. And Kenny Yoho was his son, fast motocross racer for all his life, of course, since he was on 50s. And then he made the transfer into FMX. So he started the FMX East Coast, Florida Extremes. And he had the guy that would travel every weekend with ramps and do demos and stuff like that. And he would do also, when you're on the East Coast, especially Florida, you get to do South America, all the Caribbean, all those nations and stuff, and states and islands and stuff, and like that's where they come from, Florida. You know what I mean? It's a little easier to get it. And then they had an East Coast crew. East Coast Extremes is what he did, and he had his own ramps, and he'd come in and do the show. And
was he hanging out with Mad Mike?
Mad Mike's at East Coast. I just saw Mad Mike a couple weeks ago.
That's another guy we're gonna have for you viewers out there. We're gonna get Mad Mike on there.
Yeah, I just talked to him yesterday.
We're gonna get into some stories with Mad Mike Jones.
Yeah, Mad Mike is
what an interesting character that guy is.
Yeah, right. You know what? I love him to death, and he's been sober for like 4 or 5 years now. So but we laugh about.
Oh, since he got tasered at the airport?
Yes, since he got tasered at the airport by immigration.
They hit him like 8 times or something, and he didn't go down.
No, it took like, we'll talk about it, but it took like 8 immigration agents to take him down. Because Ben Mike, he liked to swing, you know what I mean? So he's
like a Tasmanian devil.
He's just a solid guy, man, and you know he's one of the good guys, and he's a good friend of mine.
Probably one of our favorites. You know,
I love him to death, man. And he's down. He was teaching motocross, so he's into that part of the motor. Since he was a fast supercross and motocross racer, he's back into. His daughter's married to a pro motocrosser and a vet guy, and they travel and they do classes, and he does good. And so does Kenny. He does a series. Kenny Yoho does a series, and he does motocross schools. So that's what you do when you
Remember Dana? We were at one of the X Games, and Metzger, pulled off a perfect backflip, this or that. And Mad Mike Jones didn't know what to do because he doesn't know how to lose. What he tried to do, like he tried to like an inverted.
He did try a backflip, but
no, he tried to do a barrel roll. He tried to
barrel roll, but he's never ever practiced it. Yeah. And he came around and just
at the X Games, Los Angeles. I remember where I was.
He went.
I screamed no,
and fell out the sky.
He fell out the sky
because he didn't know what he was doing. He's never practiced it. He doesn't even know what he was doing.
He was a badass, and there's all kinds of Mad Mike. He's got some stories of racing and all kinds of things. He's and he's funny too. So he's a good guy, man.
He took care of good care of our rent-a-car over there in Kauai.
Yes. That's what's cool about if we have these guests.
When we get Mad Mike on there, we'll bring up these stories.
Yes, we'll bring up these stories, and we'll show the footage, and then we'll have them explain like what were you thinking, bro?
I don't know if he thinks. He thinks afterwards.
Yeah, he thinks afterwards. But no, he's good. That's what's cool about you guys are in California, Southern California. I'm in Florida, which is the biggest motocross dirt bike outlet. Even buggies and dunes and places to ride. We don't have deserts, but we have local.
You got motocross and golf.
Motocross and golf, yes. Dude, around me, it's all golf courses. It's all old people on golf courses.
I just saw Tiger Woods and his son Charlie.
His son's getting older now.
From you there in Orlando.
Yeah, dude, they're that's an hour away. I live on the Gulf Coast, north of Tampa and Homosassa Springs, and
we've been there. We saw it.
Yeah.
We saw what was the guy with the what's those fans, the boats that you guys
Oh, the
have?
airboats. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right
we
up the
saw
street
the
from
guy
me.
full stick,
Yeah,
and everybody's like, "Yeah, there goes
stick
Champion
man.
Bob or something like that, just full stick."
Yeah, he was on speed for sure, and he's full. Yeah,
He
that
was
guy.
on something.
Well,
Yep.
no, they got because you got the Gulf and then you got the swamps. So
Yeah.
those swamp boats are really really popular.
Because swamp
Usually
boats,
on the
you can just go
freshwater.
right over pieces of land, right? You
Yep,
don't
they
have to.
do. They
You got
they
no crop
hover
in the
over it.
water.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's better in the water, but they hover over it. But that's where all the gators are. So I don't
Is
hang out with those
that how
guys.
you dry your sweatshirts out? You just stand
Yeah,
behind one of those things?
yeah, you can, man. That's how powerful they are. But they're all souped up, and the
Oh yeah.
rednecks. They're just doing they're just doing their thing. Just like with you guys with the with your UTV, your 4-wheel
Oh
UTV
yeah.
that you have out in the desert. Well, they
Yeah.
got them here just as popular, but they're lifted to go through mud and sand and swamp. It's weird. It's just
Uh-huh.
like yours, D, but lifted.
Yes, you got
They
buddies
got the
up.
big tires on them and everything.
Do they float, Bub?
Yeah, they float because they go through. Yeah, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
somewhat. Yeah.
What wasn't it back in the day? Like Volkswagen was known for if it went in water, it could float.
Farfignugan did. Yeah,
There you go. That's it.
something like that. Far
Just
from
put a fan
floating.
on the back and you're good.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyway.
so next I don't know, maybe a couple weeks from now after the holidays, I'll have a spot set up for bringing in a couple people. Maybe we'll bring in Seth or whoever into like a live studio. That way we can start bouncing some stuff off. And we were talking about Johnny, getting some place landing page for the show on YouTube, so it's a little easier to find coming up by next
Yeah.
week. So you guys start watching out for that, I'd imagine. But yeah,
Looks like I lost my camera. Maybe I'm back. Not sure.
no. Looks like we lost John and Bub is locked up.
Yeah. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, and you got Bub
All right.
locked the fuck up. Bub's on fucking on the wall. I think we lost Bub. So,
anyways, we're having a little communication problem, but why don't we just wrap it up, D?
Yeah, let's wrap this up. I mean, we're still getting the show off the ground. By next week, we'll probably launch more on a YouTube channel and get more into
absolutely
live.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I'll have the work at the studio we're working on wrapped up, and then we'll get in some people live in the studio. So, yeah, I guess we'll sign out for now. This is Dana. We got Free Dog and Bub's gone. So we'll see you.